Hello and welcome to Chicken Bros. My name is David Heath.
The only plan was to lay eggs.
Was the long pause intentional?
Yep, I was Ferbing it.
You were Ferbing it. I was about to say, no. And we're here to talk about Disney Channel's last good animated show before... Well, I mean, not last. Gravity Falls came after this, so...
Oh yeah, Gravity Falls.
So,
Very good show. I've
not
seen
last,
that
but one of the last.
One of the last.
We'll have to review that sometime, Gravity Falls.
Have you seen it all the way through like I have?
I've seen a good majority of it. I haven't watched Phineas and Ferb all the way through. There are some episodes I missed, but...
Alright.
But anyway, yes, we're here to talk about Phineas and Ferb.
The show. We did Across the Second Dimension, now we're doing the show.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, perhaps we should have done the show first.
Yeah. Why do I even bother? Oh, yes. So this is a great show that features two kids named Phineas Flynn and Ferb Fletcher, who do crazy, cool, awesome things in their backyard during summer.
They're like kids. They're like 10 years old, and they can do like mechanical engineering feats that nobody alive these days can do. Like, suck on that, Elon Musk.
Right. And it's constantly pointed out in the show, like, aren't your kids a little young to be doing this, this, and this? Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. And no one even cares. Like, well, okay then.
All right then. There was even one episode where I don't remember what it was, but basically like aren't your kids a little young to be renting? Think about it. Age really isn't the issue here. You know, kid, you got a point.
I remember one where it's like, aren't you a little young to be toy designers? I don't think so.
Yeah, and
that's one of the running gags of the show.
Yeah. One of many.
It's not always directed at Phineas and Ferb. One time it was directed at Doofenshmirtz. Like, aren't you a little old to be playing with models? No, I'm not. Anyway, so every episode, Phineas and Ferb, out of nowhere, decide to build some awesome contraption that honestly would be like super cool to see and to experience if you lived in their neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
But unfortunately, their older sister Candace is a bitch with a stick up her ass.
Yes, constantly trying to bust her little brothers, get them in trouble with their mom, who, by the way, never sees this shit.
Nope.
So what kind of conversation must that be like when summer's over and she's like, "So what was your favorite part of the summer, boys?" And Phineas just goes, "The time we built the roller coaster." Like, what is she going to say?
We did it twice. One musical.
Like I can't imagine what their mom would say to that.
Oh, such active imaginations.
Oh, probably.
That's what she always says.
Candace is just over there, like, bending a fork.
Yeah, also, one of Candace's subplots, which we really don't care about, is her relationship with this dude named Jeremy.
Who can
really
do so better.
Yeah, who really isn't that handsome. I mean, sure, he can sing, but so can a lot of people.
Yeah. And, you made a joke in the last review about it didn't help that Candace was voiced by a wannabe Disney, or used-to-be Disney star from 10 years ago. So is Jeremy.
True, Mitchell Musso.
Yeah. That guy's claim to fame was Hannah Montana.
Ooh. At least Ashley Tisdale was on High School Musical and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, one out of two ain't bad.
Yeah, technically...
Just in my opinion.
It is, but...
Just in my opinion.
Statistically, it is, but...
Yeah. But anyway, another subplot in the show, throughout every episode, is that their pet platypus Perry, who appears to not do much, is actually a secret agent who goes and fights Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Who is not really a bad guy and is probably one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah, no matter how many times he tries to convince Perry that he's evil, he's not really evil. He's just kind of silly.
Yeah. I mean, he's from a really third world country.
Druselstein.
Yep. He has very neglectful parents who favor his younger brother over him.
Yeah, and just like a mountain of backstories that's supposed to perpetuate his evilness.
Yep. And each backstory, while funny, can also be kind of tragic at times.
Yeah, like he had to work as a lawn gnome. He had to sit still outside of his lawn and not move at all. Yeah, if he moved at all, his dad would go, "And thank you the east," which means, I guess, don't move.
Yeah, that's what the subtitle said.
Yeah.
My only companion was the moon. And my neighbor, Kenny.
And thank you the east. Yeah, so every episode, Doof builds a brand new machine, which he calls an innator, to, do
And
something to right the
like,
wrong of a backstory he has.
sometimes the innators are okay. Their names are okay. Like, behold, the magnetonator. But sometimes they're really, really weird. Like, behold, the I can't remember what it was. Like the something 3000 Denator.
Yeah, sometimes the names are a little clunky, and sometimes they're really on the nose.
Behold, the mountain of the Denator.
Exactly.
Also, what I really liked about Perry and Doofenshmirtz's dynamic is they were nemesis, but at the same time they had their casual moments. Like when Doof ordered wings, and he's like, "You want
These
some?"
are really good, man. You want some? Take the blue cheese. I prefer the ranch. Please take the blue cheese. Here's a napkin. Yeah, and like, that's always a cool thing to have when a villain and a hero are, like, when they're nemesis, when they just have, like, a moment.
I don't know why, but I love them. Maybe because I don't see it that often.
It's because I think it's because it feels more human than anything.
Can you imagine Joker and Batman having a moment like that? No.
They did. Killing Joke.
Okay,
I mean, that's the closest thing to having a moment they'll ever have, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
But, like, yeah, I think the reason it's so good is because, like, it's not like static, like, hero and villain lines where it's like, I will stop you, I will destroy you. It's like you can put the Red King on it. Hey, you're not even listening.
Or, you think I'm evil, right? Thank you, Perry the Platypus.
And there was one episode where Doof, his plan was just to insult a whale in whale song, and Perry was just getting ready to leave.
Like, wait, come back! Sign me!
Fire me! And then he hides behind a dumpster. Fight me, Perry the Platypus.
You guys don't understand how you guys have to see that to see how funny that is.
Yeah, because Doof's usual line at the end of every episode is "Curse you, Perry the Platypus," and he says it usually in funny ways. Bothered. It's always like sometimes it's very like different the way he delivers it. Like there was one episode where Perry was leaving and he was like, "Curse you, Perry!" That his phone rang. Hello? Oh, hi, Vanessa. One sec, sweetie. Platypus.
Or I don't believe it. You don't believe about dancing. Curse you, Perry the Platypus.
Or the one with the mountain out of a molehillinator when he's in that giant shoe. So this is why they say never build a mountain out of a molehill. Curse you, giant mole!
Hey, your crown aglet.
An aglet. Yeah, that was funny.
By the way, you guys, the only reason I even know what an aglet is because of this show.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't know what it is, an aglet is that little pointy or like little hard end of the side of your shoelace.
Yep. Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
So I know some of the other characters in this show that were really like most of these characters were great. Like they were side characters, but we loved them. Like
the Fireside
Buford
Girls.
And Baljeet.
And the Fireside
Isabella
Girls.
And the Fireside Girls.
Yeah.
In fact, the Fireside Girls were so popular that they actually got some of their own episodes sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if they were a big part of Phineas and Ferb's plan, the second episode, like the second half of the episode, was about what they were doing during that episode.
Exactly, like what their mission on the whole thing.
Yeah, and again, like we said in our movie review, Isabella has an obvious crush on Phineas, and
yeah,
you know
it's
what?
Like blatantly obvious.
We were totally into it.
It's like blatantly obvious to everyone but Phineas.
But we were into it. We were like, "Girl, get him."
Yeah. It was like one of those situations where we're like, we want them to get together. It's just like Phineas never opened his eyes. Well, yet.
But we'll get to how that came about eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think one of my favorite episodes of the show was when it was like they were in a mall and like Phineas was like constantly distracted by this vibrating chair and Ferb was trying to help Vanessa get this thing.
Yep, that was how Ferb and Vanessa met.
Well, not that episode.
Oh yeah, like that's where they actually like.
They were getting blueprints and they just happened to like meet eyes.
And Ferb just fell in love.
Phineas was like, "What happened back there, man?" And he's like, "I was weak."